Well, I am trying to do a video every day, and today's kind of a slow day mentally. So I was thinking maybe I would hit the subject, sort of a lot of talk about it. The fact that YouTube has changed the the way it organizes or categorizes the content, and I've always hated. For years I fought with the whole Google thing about this whole idea of, indexing the internet based on popularity. I just figured we could do better than that. It's got obvious flaws in that the popular just gets more popular. And the other flaw is when something is popular, it's awful hard for it to lose that popularity. I always point out some little thing, but there's a site. Rice University had early in the search engine days, they had a listing of the search engines, and so it was the number one rated site on all the search engines, back in like 96, 7, 8, those kind of numbers. Looks like a freeze. So anyway, it was just so ironic. It was still listed, in the early in this century. As the number one site, and yet it was completely useless information. It had search engines listed that didn't even exist anymore, and so it's just a joke. It's stupid, and this is the best we can do. This is, So anyway, today I was looking around for some sites where people were talking about suggestions and whatnot for YouTube and how to do this better. And I saw one video where a person just said the words. He said, there's got to be a better way. And that's really what there's got to be. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. The rating system is kind of garbage. There's always somebody who likes you, who's going to give you a 5 no matter what you do. And then there's other people who hate your guts, and so they're always going to give you a 1 no matter what you do. And, the rating systems never work. So, who's got time to think about this crap? It's a $1 billion company or whatever, well, $100 million or whatever they spent for it, 1.1 billion, I don't know, whatever. So you'd think they'd have enough talent to be able to do this, and we wouldn't have to. But apparently we have to spend time thinking about this stuff because, Google's a 130 or $40 billion company, and, they got, spam websites all over the place in their index. So anyway, it's all this marketing crap. It's all about money, blah, blah, blah. And so that's the big problem for me anyway, is that I think we should be doing this like libraries do it, with a little bit of discipline. There's one objective, and that's the consumer gets what they're looking for, and that should be the only objective. So anyway, I just gave it 5 minutes thought, and I think we got to do better than 5 minutes, and so I'm going to try to devote more time to it. But the thing I thought about was, the way we have subscriptions. Here's a flaw already. I subscribe to some people I can't stand. I hate what they say. I hate their videos. I hate everything about them. I subscribe to them because, yes, you want to keep your eye on the enemy. And so I'm giving them essentially a credibility standing inadvertently. Not because I want to, but because that's the way it is. And they're the same as any of my other subscribers in the way they're listed or displayed, and so somebody wouldn't know that, oh yeah, I marked that just because that's important to me for some personal reason. And so I was thinking it'd be a great idea maybe if we were able to rank our subscriptions. Because I also subscribe to people like the Amazing Atheist, who hasn't done much recently anyway. But you listen because you never know, when he might actually do something amazing, and earn his name. It'd be nice if we could rate our subscriptions, and we could basically say that these are the people that really impress me. These are the videos, the people who consistently produce videos that mean something to me, and and then incorporate that rating system into the broader system. So if I have 120 subscriptions, it would be weighted based on whether those people thought I was something or just somebody. Oh yeah, well, I'll put them on the list, and that would make a difference in terms of your overall rating, because there's stuff out there then you know it and I know it. I mean, you link to it not because it means much, but because there's some little thing about it. You know, it's a girl or it's some other stupid thing, and it's a dumb reason. It's not a good reason, and it really shouldn't count as a full subscription. And so I think rating being able to rate our own the sites we subscribe to and keep that private. I mean, we shouldn't have to insult somebody overtly. But I mean, it'd be a way of controlling it that would be a little bit more honest. In terms of the rankings people get, and then just get maybe do away. I don't know what to do with the rankings. I didn't give that much thought. So anyway, before I run out of time, as I always run out of time. How much time do I have? 5 minutes. That's plenty. The other thing, I think we should have sub channels, because there's sometimes I do videos like this one that really aren't on the subject that got me subscribers. I mean, the 100 and whatever people that subscribe to my videos subscribe to them because they, basically it's the atheist stuff. And so for most of those people, I'd say that maybe they're not going to give a damn about anything else that I'm talking about. There might be stuff that's interesting to me that I might want to do a video on, and it's going to be on the same channel. And so unless I get another fake channel, or it goes, well, I mean, I don't like being deceptive. I don't like playing games. I don't want to have 2 or 3 channels. I'd like to have one channel. I'd just be able to put stuff in different sections and say, okay, this is stuff that's, if you subscribe to me, you'll have a choice of subscribing for anything I produce or for a specific sub channel of the stuff I produce. And that way, at least you could, I wouldn't have to worry about, oh, here I'm uploading something that's going to piss people off because they're going to listen to this video, or they're going to go to the trouble to click on it, and they're going to say, what the hell is this shit about? And so it gives you more freedom. And I could also make really crappy videos like this one, and I could sit there and mark them or put them in a subcategory that says marginal. And so then people who don't want to see the marginal crap don't have to deal with the marginal crap. And the only time I'll want their attention is when I actually do something that I think is good, and then they can subscribe to the good channel. And so even if you had channels that were just good, medium, and bad, at least I could categorize stuff to some extent. And at least I could be fair to people who did subscribe to me and say, okay, unless you subscribe to everything, you don't have to see everything. You don't have to endure the junk. You can just get the prime. And it seems like a reasonable idea. I don't see how that's going to hurt their marketing any or anything else. So I guess I'll finish up. There's this one thing I'll just throw out there, since we're on the subject of ideas, and it just sort of irritates me that you really can't get ideas going. You can say you invent something, you got a great idea. It doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do anything with it, because unless somebody respects you, a business or something else, they don't accept an unsolicited idea. And so you have to basically be hired before you can tell them your great idea. And they're not going to hire you because you don't have any credibility. And so it's like the same thing as the Google thing, in the sense, if you're not popular, you're dead. It's like you have to have some credibility before Google will give you super credibility. And the same mechanics is working in the real world. And anyway, I mean, you watch shows like American Idol and all these other reality shows and the rest of it, and I say to myself, well, why don't they just cut to the chase? Why don't they have a damn show where the competition in the show is to create the best show? You know what I'm saying? You give everybody a half hour. They say, yeah, create a half-hour show, and have the person win the contest who creates the best half-hour show. I mean, that would make sense to me. You get right to the end. I mean, it's not about singing or this or some other specific kind of talent. No, the talent is create a show that entertains people or informs people or does both, like a South Park or something. And whatever. I mean, that to me would be a sensible competition. But having these stupid competitions and these little tiny narrow margins of talent is just dumb. I mean, get to the real end game. The end game is creating new programming. The end game is creating new shows, new stuff that works. And so let's have that competition. I mean, there's none of these American Idol people are worth anything. They can't do anything on their own. They don't even write their own music. And here the whole universe is watching. Stupid idea. I mean, we can do better than that. So this is it.